Hey Cancer, Amanda here. Welcome to Unseen Hands Healing. This is your mid-June, mid-month reading. It's Coconut back here helping out today. I'm dog sitting this week, so we have the privilege of her presence. I'm choosing the Next World Tarot today because if you saw my new moon in Gemini reading, I really felt like this new moon cycle is launching us into a whole new way of being in the world. And so the Next World Tarot only seems fitting to give us the advice as we move through this moon cycle. So your reading starts off here with the King of Pentacles, the Throne of Security. So again, if you saw this new moon reading that I did for the new moon in Gemini, this card was a prominent feature in that reading because this new world really is about laying down the jewels that you have inherited, laying down the narratives and the patterns and the emotional landscape and the trauma that you have inherited at the feet of your ancestors who have come before you and who have lived that, and saying, I'm going in a different way now. My path goes here. I break these cycles now and I move into a different way of being, a different way of moving into the world. And through doing that, I create a new world through that surrender of the old way and walking towards the new. So that's really what this Throne of Security is speaking to me. Also, it's redefining security. It's redefining security as what actually makes you feel secure. You know, I can't help but notice that this person she's got her hands open like this, and the jewels are just pouring through her fingers onto this Hollywood star labeled Daddy. Right, so I go more in depth on that new moon reading, so definitely check that out if you haven't. But to me, this is like when I ask that question, what makes you feel secure? And then I see this word Daddy, that might be significant for some, if not all of you, you know, thinking about parentage and thinking about that energy of masculinity as such an inherited part of what it means to be a parent and what it means to be a child raised by those structures of feminine and masculine, mother and father. And so many of us have pain and trauma around that father figure. So I'm seeing here with mid-June, as we are entering this new cycle, that there's something that needs to be released, something that needs to be surrendered when it comes to your definition of security. What is security to you actually? What does that actually mean? And is it to be found in the old structures that you have inherited or that you have grown up thinking define security? I'm just going to give you a second to really take this card in. You know, there's a lot waiting for this person further down the path. But first, they've got to relieve themselves of old weight so that they can tread lightly down this path. And so I'm seeing that here too in this moment. It's like right now, mid-June, I'm meeting you, or whenever you're seeing this video, I'm meeting you in this moment of surrender. Because here we have suspension, also called the Hanging Man. So, just getting a thing here, because as I was shuffling your cards, I saw the Empress. Right, okay, yeah, of course. So the Hangman suspension here is the number 12. 2 plus 1 reduces to 3. 3 is the number of the Empress. We are in an Empress Hanged Man year right now, because if you add up 2, 0, 1, and 9, you get 12, which reduces to 3. All right, so 2019 is a Hanged Man Empress year. I saw Empress in your shuffle, and then here we have the Hangman. So to me, this year really is, and this particular moon cycle portal that we are in is trying to launch us from the Hanged Man phase into the Empress phase of this year. It's almost like, in my mind, this year is broken in half. The first half being more of that hangman period where you're suspended, you are surrendering, you are in this holding moment. And then the second half of the year, or maybe the final quarter even of the year, is really about that Empress abundance. Now that you have surrendered what you no longer need, you are free to receive. And so that is what this is really about. We see this person surrendering these old inherited things that they no longer need. And they're beautiful things. They're jewels. They're valuable, but it's like, this isn't where I find value. My value is over here. Okay, so in that moment of surrender, that moment of surrender is really reflected here in this card, suspension. This person is outfitted like they are a circus performer or a mover, dancer of some sort. I'm getting that energy here. There is, and it's almost like they're like mid-move. They're doing some sort of total 180. And it's just like freeze. You know, it's like a freeze frame. See that? They're like mid-spin in this move, and then it's like someone like holding in their breath before the exhale, which is the Empress, which is receiving. It's actually a really beautiful moment. And I'm also noticing that they're like, their head is turned down, their hands are here. So there's something in their heart that they need to let go of. That's really what I'm feeling here. There's something in your heart. Let go, release it. And again, this is echoed in the Two of Swords. All right. This is Libra moon energy. I have a Libra moon, so I know about this energy. This is energy of indecision. This is energy of like, I don't know which way to go. I'm not sure what to do, and so I feel frozen. Recognize that you are simply in a moment of suspension. Suspension is different from being frozen. Suspension is different from being totally frozen and stagnant. Okay, so try not to let your mental swords, those like mental energies, make you feel like you are in stagnation. You are not in stagnation. You are in suspension. You are in the moment of Hanged Man before you do a total 180 on your life. You turn around and you go a totally different way that is completely your own and comes from your authenticity as a being and what you find to be valuable and how you define security. That 180 is going to bring in that Empress abundance for you. And so just be careful not to get stuck in this land of feeling, okay, what I'm also feeling with this is like, it's often a card of like having to make a choice. You're stuck in between, should I go this way or should I go this way? And it very well could be this moment of choice for some of you are still in this moment, you know, as this like portal is open with this new moon cycle of like, should I go back to the old way of being? Should I stick to what I know? Should I stick to these old structures? Or do I forge forward into the unknown? Do I forge forward in my own path? So if you're still stuck in that moment of indecision, this spread is really encouraging you to let go. It's encouraging you to surrender to the energies that are trying to flip you and do a 180 for your life so that you can receive that Empress abundance in the last half or last quarter of the year. Okay. That is what I have for you, Libra. Dear Libra, thank you so much for tuning in. If you would like to go deeper into these energies that came out for you mid-month, I am going to do an extended reading on this. So if you'd like to click the link below, you can hop over to Vimeo and join me for an extended reading where I will pull more detailed clarifying cards on each one of these 3 cards that came out. If not, then thank you so much for joining me. If you enjoyed this video and it resonated with you, please do click that like button or share a comment with me. I would love to know how y'all are doing out there in this moon cycle. If not, I'll see y'all in July. Take care.